This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Friday morning. Weather report, it's raining. Keep your dumb asses inside unless you have an umbrella. Weather report's over. I'm not going to tell you about the description of the rain in Alton, and then in southern Illinois, and then in St. Louis, and then in Belleville. It's all the same damn rain. So anyway, wear a little coat, get an umbrella, or stay in the house because you'll get your ass wet. Today's Friday. Let's do a little recapping. Got the mayor officers coming in just a few. I always like Carl. He calms me down. Oh, that pisses me off. But hey, that's okay. He's just a calm kind of guy. But I got to say, I don't know if I'm going to be for Trump or Hillary. And think about it. Aren't we tired of this bull crap, this politics? And again, please, when you guys put out a hit piece on me, and you know what's coming, Sprague and Kern, they all put out hit pieces, 2/3 lies, and that's okay. But please call me a convicted felon time and time again. Don't call me a politician, because I think I'm one step above a politician, and that's not saying much. But these, even the presidential crap. If Donald Trump is 6'3" with his weight, he's just overweight. If he's 6'2", like some people say, and he has the same weight, if he was 6'3", then he's obese. And if he's obese, he can't be president. What the hell? It's what's in your mind. It's what's in your heart. It ain't what's in your gut that's going to make him a good president. Hell, I'll tell you what. Let's get the fastest runner and make him the president. If you don't have an Olympic medal, let's make that part of the qualifications. You got to be a natural-born citizen. You got to blah, 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 blah. Got to be 25. And you got to be able to run the 100-yard dash in under 10 seconds. You got to be able to lift 300 pounds. But Hillary Clinton's just as bad. What an idiot these... And I thought I was the biggest idiot running for office. Hell, there's two big idiots in Washington running. Hell, I might as well ran for president. I'm just as unqualified as they are, probably more, which makes me, I guess, a better candidate. Every time Trump says something, puts his foot in his mouth, there's Hillary. Oh, look at what he said. And every time Hillary falls, Trump says, oh, look at, she can't be president. She can't lift 400 pounds. Unbelievable, people. Let's get to the subject. Let's get to the crux of the matter. Hey, Hillary's got on some red pumps today, and it's Friday. Should be blue pumps. Yeah, she can't be president. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to call Kern, because Kern ought to know about pumps. He ought to know about pumps. How's your dress wardrobe these days? Sweet cakes. You rotten.
Where's the dress? Where's the dress? Tell me where's the dress? Where's the dress?
Now, Mo, let's get on down to the store and get some lipstick and some rouge.
Where's the dress?
Hey, Joe, why don't we do this thing up right and get some of them ostrich plumes?
You know,
Where's the dress?
I was wondering if they made a pink pump in a size 12, Mo.
Where's the dress?
You don't think that old boy over in England saves it.
Yeah, where's the dress? Where's the dress, Kern? And talk about lipstick. Why don't you get some lipstick, put it on them nasty, greasy lips of yours, and kiss Dupert, Ron Dupert. That will be emerging in the Democrats and the Republicans and the asswipe son of a bitches. You and Dupert. You guys make one hell of a team. I don't know who'd be the lady. Maybe you'd both be lesbians. Because you guys sure aren't men. And I don't want to get on Dildo Dupert yet, but I will, because we're going to recap. But people, do you understand? And that's why we don't talk national politics. We have to change our country from the ground up. You don't start on a 50-story building at the 50th floor and work down. You start at the bottom and work up. And that's what we're doing here in St. Clair County. We're starting at the bottom. And with these asswipe democratic culture of corruption, political parasitical punks that we call politicians, we're way at the bottom. We're going to have a hell of a sub-foundation because these son of a bitches are past the gutter. But we all have to start from the local governmental situation. And that's what we're doing here in St. Clair County. I hope that's what they're doing all throughout this great state of Illinois and the state of Missouri, all you good people over in Missouri. We got to start at the local level. And November the 8th for all of us, people. And I have to tell you, our polls show that we're winning. Now, that doesn't mean that the polls tomorrow will show that we're losing. But it gives all the good people in St. Clair County, all the good people throughout our listening area, hope. Always before people say, I'm not going to go out and vote. It's not going to make a difference. It would have made a difference, but they didn't go out and vote, and there was no difference. There can be a difference in 2016, people. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, we've assembled a vehicle that we can travel to Belleville and become victorious. And it's a patriotic movement. It's not, somebody asked, are we Democrats, Republicans? No, we're Americans. We don't have to identify with a party. I don't have to identify with the party to go up to Springfield and fight for my people in the 114th Legislative District. Carl Officer doesn't have to be identified with a party to be with the grieving family and take care of a grieving family situation during the untimely death of one of their loved ones. Carl doesn't need to be a Democrat or Republican. He just needs to be a compassionate American, and that's what he is. So when people ask, what are you? What do you mean, what are you? Hell, I'm a man. You want me to pull down my drawers and show you? What are you? No, what are you? Hell, we're Americans. You don't have to ask if we're a Democrat. You think a Democratic coroner is going to pronounce a body dead different than a Republican coroner? There's no political, philosophical differences at the local level. Now, the Democrats will tell you, Kern and Sprague and Rick Stone, we're all for the unions. They're not for the unions. You know there's no union shop at the courthouse. You know Kern on this buyback program takes the taxpayers' money, and it's a slap in the face to every union man out there. The money that the union people pay for taxes. And then Kern takes that money and buys gift cards at Walmart, a non-union shop. And I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm an ex-union 600. I worked on the freight docks when I was in college. I've got a withdrawal card. The unions do what they think they need to do. The right to work people do what they think they need to do. And that's both their prerogative, because this is America. We can have differences. But I just think how asinine it is and how disrespectful it is when the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, the St. Clair County Democratic Organization touts how all the laborers love the Democrats. Well, I believe that because I think the laborers are hardworking people. I think there's a place for unions in this great country. I don't think they're perfect. They need to be tweaked. But there's a place for all of us in this country. But when the St. Clair County politicians take the support, the vast majority of support goes to the Democrats from the hardworking union guys. And what's the Democratic organization in St. Clair County do to repay all the hardworking union people? They slap them in the face. Hey, we're going to take your money. We're going to give it to Walmart, non-union. We're going to take your money, but we're not going to let you organize it to St. Clair County Courthouse because we want to control these people so we can get reelected. We don't care. And I'm talking about those ass-white bastard political parasitical punks. They don't care about the qualifications for those employees at the courthouse. They just want to make sure they get out and get these ass-white bastards elected again. It's self-perpetuating, people. We don't get good service at the courthouse. Carl was talking yesterday. $60 to go up to the courthouse and have some lady file something takes 3 minutes, takes about a tenth of a penny of ink. Now, that's not a fee. That's another tax, people. And they'll argue, well, that helps run the office. Well, I thought our hardworking tax dollars that we pay every year helps run that office. I didn't think we had to pay twice or 3 or 4 or 5 times. And when they raise the fees at the courthouse, they raise them because they need to hire more of their family, more of their friends. And I just hope all you good people in St. Clair County understand that. Men, women, black, white, Democrats, and Republicans. We're all getting screwed. The little organizational people, be part of our organization. And what have you gotten? Not just the proud blacks below the hill, but the Democratic whites above the hill. In the last 12 years, under Mark Kern and Bob Sprague, under their administration, their lack of leadership, shall we say, have you prospered? Has your family prospered? Hell no, you haven't. They just keep promising and year after year. Kern's got, you've heard me, got $400,000 or $500,000 worth of advertising out. He's got billboards, he's got print, he's got radio ads, now he's got TV ads. To make $80,000, $90,000, he's going to spend that kind of money? See, there's an underlying thing there, people. There's a lot of money to be made if you're a crooked politician, not if you're a public servant. Why do you think Kern, year after year, spends all this money and his face is on the billboards? We know who you are, sweet cakes. We know exactly who you are and what you're about. You don't have to rub it in our face with the ads, with the billboards, with the radio ads. You don't have to rub it in our face. We know you've done nothing the last 12 years, but now you're going to promise to do something this next 4? I don't think the good people of St. Clair County are going to fall for that old okey-fado, Kern. I don't believe they're going to fall for it. But anyway, back to this national political scene. Isn't it something? It's like 2 kids, and both Democrats and Republicans, like 2 kids fighting in the school ground. Oh, Mama, he said this. Oh, Mama, she said that. I don't give a damn about how much somebody weighs. I don't give a damn what color their skin is. I give a damn what's in their heart, what's in their mind, what they're going to do for America. Let's get past this. Oh, he said something he shouldn't have said. Hell, we all say crap we shouldn't say. Some of us regret it. Some of us don't. And I'm not talking good, bad, or indifferent about either one of the presidential candidates. But Trump's a half an idiot. I mean, he lets his mouth overload his ass. Hillary, she's been in so many political scandals, so it's like a toss-up. Let's quit having all this crap on television, all these ads, all these debates. I'd say let's have a little contest, an arm wrestling contest, but I think Hillary, I think she's more of a man than a woman. I think she'd beat Trump. So let's flip a coin. Let's put all of us, all of our great Americans out of a misery of going through this presidential election. It's been a long, hard-fought process since the Republican primary. And hell, that was like World War III, people, and you know that. They preempt good shows for Donald Trump. Donald Trump's farting. We got to stop the World Series. Hillary's on her period, so we got to stop this and got to stop that. What the hell's wrong with us? Let's get over this crap. I don't think either one of them are going to help our great country out. Until we the people take this country back, until we the people let these politicians know that they work for us, we're going to get the same crap year in and year out. In this stupid stuff in North Carolina. Did you see that? And Carl just walked in. Carl, I'm going to ask you. In North Carolina, they're taking away all their big sporting events because North Carolina, those idiots in North Carolina are saying you can't use a ladies' bathroom if you're a man. You have to follow your gender, not what you think your gender is. You have to follow what God gave you, what Mother Nature gave you. So the North Carolina legislature is doing what's, I think, is not just legally right, but morally right. And now they're going to pull all the sporting events. When are we going to let the majority rule? Now we've got another minority. Now it's not the crap bums, the protesters. It's the transgenders. And Carl, what the hell is going on with that?
Good morning, Bob.
Yeah,
how you doing?
Fine.
You know, I only have one comment when it comes to that silliness. If God made you a man or God made you a woman, who am I to argue with that? Politically, I don't even entertain a conversation or a discussion about it. If you got some issues with God, talk to God directly. I'm very comfortable. I had this conversation, Bob, as you well know, with my daughter months ago when he came up with this mess when the Department of Education said to all the schools all over the country that they had to change the bathrooms. And I asked my daughter, says, what do you think about it? She says, Daddy, I don't think we have to worry about it. If they come to our school with that mess, we'll handle it. And you know what? When I listen to these young men and young women, these are adults trying to find some political, economic one-upsmanship. This is the silliest thing that I've ever heard of. I'm going to end by saying, I'm not going to waste my time even discussing whether or not there ought to be a transgender bathroom. If you're a man, you're a man. If you're a woman, you're a woman. It's just that simple. I own a business in East St. Louis. Been there almost 100 years next year. And I would venture to say that I'm going to continue to have a male bathroom and a female bathroom. Yeah. I have handicap access bathrooms. I'm not going any further than that. If you can't find a way to use the bathroom in one of those 3 bathrooms at my funeral home, you're in the wrong damn place.
You know, Mayor, I agree with you up to a point, and I mean this seriously. There are people that take themselves so serious, and mentally, they may be a man trapped in a woman's body or vice versa. And I don't know if that's right or wrong, and I'm not going to even judge these people, but I would say, honestly, you can't just go in a woman's bathroom if you identify with a woman. Now, if you're a man and psychologically you think that you're in a woman's body and then you're really a woman, and once you whack off your whacker, once you go through all the crap to become a woman, then I think it's a little bit different. And I would understand that because, hey, this guy must really think he's a woman because the whacker's gone and he's done everything to become a woman, go to psychological training. That's a little bit different. But for a stud, hey, back in the day, I'd go in high school. I'd say, hey, I'm Bob Romanik. I feel like I was a woman today. I'm going to go in there and diddle with the women. I'm going to sit down and pee with the women. Now, what the hell? And this is our government, Mayor. This is our government being that stupid to say, if you identify as a woman, now I guarantee you, if I go, I've been shopping up at Home Depot to get some stuff. I'm remodeling some stuff. If I see a hot little lady and I say, whoops, I think I'm a woman today, I walk in that woman's bathroom. Number one, she'll probably beat my ass with her purse. And number two, I'll be in jail. I don't know, when is somebody going to contest this, I wonder, and do some stupid crap like that?
Well, I guarantee you, as the next St. Clair County coroner, if I have to pronounce someone dead who's whacked off their whacker,
well.
I will not have a problem in identifying whether or not it was a male or a female, whacked off whacker or not.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if my whacker gets whacked off, I might as well be dead. But no, on a serious note, Mayor, it's really,
let's get serious.
Yeah, it's really unbelievable that we have to address a situation like this when we've got the terrorists, everything going on in our great country. And people will end up with this. And I tell all you people out there, after this election, I'm starting, it's a national organization. It's like the NAACP. It's not a racial organization, but it's NAME, name, the National Association for Majority Equality. I don't care what the situation is. It doesn't have to be racial. It could be the straight people against the gay people. It could be the good people, the decent people against the criminals. Whatever the situation is, the majority of us, and majority should rule in this great country, we always get pushed back. We always take the second seat. Why can't the majority tell the minority, not just racial, but any situation, why can't we have a little control?
Well, one thing I must admit, in the last 2.5 years that we started the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, we have seen where the majority of the people who come to us on a regular and a daily basis are voicing their opinion openly, strongly, clearly, that they're looking for their freedom. And when the government gets to the point where they're taking away the freedom of the people here in St. Clair County, I can join with you in that national organization, because you know as well as I do, and Roger knows, we've had people from Monroe, Clinton, Madison, and other counties from over in Missouri coming to us saying, what can we do? How can we get involved? We're telling them right now, let us take care of St. Clair County first. Let us get past November the 8th. And I guarantee you, this is not about politics. This is not about money. This is about freedom. And we, the people of the Freedom Coalition, are very thankful and grateful for all the help, all the support, all the prayers. But we'll show you the same things that we've done. We took black, white, old, young, independents, Democrats, Republicans. We just came together in what you just said about the majority of the people taking back their country. We're trying to take back our county and our freedoms here in St. Clair County.
Very well said, Mayor Carl Officer. You're a candidate for St. Clair County Coroner and also co-founder of the patriotic movement of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. We're going to go to break. Let's take care of our community service right after the break. I missed it yesterday because I went crazy. So we'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. They tell me Mr. Derek Wallace is really getting a lot of play on his allegations. On his allegations against Mr. Tom Holbrook, also known as Mr. Haney. You know, I got a deal for you. I've talked to Derek Wallace, and I really think the man's being honest. I personally think the man's being honest. And I know he has nothing but hate for Tom Holbrook, a man that Derek Wallace lived with whenever Holbrook shacked up with Derek Wallace's mother, and I think caused them a lot of grief. Anyway, that's what Derek Wallace is saying, and he's getting his message out, and it's not a pretty message. It is quite ugly, Tom Holbrook. You need to stand tall, Tom Holbrook, and explain this situation. You know the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's a lot of smoke, Tom Holbrook, so I'm sure there's some fire to go along with that smoke. I know you're going to shut up. You're going to crawl back in your hole like you politicians do. I don't think Derek Wallace is going away. I think he's committed to his cause. I think he was hurt back in the day. I believe probably Tom Holbrook's family was hurt back in the day, and I won't go into that at this point in time. I'm sure it's all going to come out. And it's a shame. And if what's been alleged actually happened, what a no-good piece of crap you would be, Tom Holbrook. And I personally think you're a no-good piece of crap, whether these allegations are true or not. I think you're a low-life, good-for-nothing, scum-sucking, whack-off, whacking son of a bitch. I'll use that term for Holbrook because I think back in the day, I think that might have been his nickname. Tom the Whacker. Tom the Whacker. And you notice people, they never call and defend themselves. They have nothing to defend. But Tom Holbrook, you heard Derek Wallace say that he hopes you sue him. He wants to depose you. This man's that serious, Holbrook. I think maybe you and the Democratic culture of corruption have met your match. They're all up at the courthouse the last 2-3 days circling the wagons. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. And there's an election year coming up. And I just hope, Holbrook, that gives you less time to possibly, maybe, manipulate the election. Not that you would, Tom Holbrook, because you're that honest and nice of a guy. Now, if I don't choke on that, hell, I'll choke on nothing. But Tom Holbrook, be ready for the fire. Be ready for the storm, because I believe it's coming. They're making arrangements to come to town. They're making arrangements to get an attorney. Derek Wallace is not going to give up. I think he's fighting the fight, whether he wins or loses, Holbrook. So I think you need to be ready for him. Hopefully he'll be coming to town, and I'll be able to interview him. We're clearing up some things right now. You heard Derek Wallace said that he'll take a polygraph concerning the allegations that he's going to allege against Tom Holbrook. And again, if those allegations are true, how salacious, how atrocious they are. Tom Holbrook, I hope to hear from you. And speaking of Holbrook, you've heard me talk about him and his wife. They've both got state pensions, big state pensions, probably $200,000 worth. Listen to this, people, and this is in the Madison St. Clair Record, Metro East Legal Journal, and they're pretty well up, very professional. Take-home pay. And this is just not Madison County officials. This is St. Clair County officials. This is county officials, state officials all throughout the state of Illinois. 4 county officials and a state senator combined earnings close to $1 million annually in current salary and pension payments, all funded by us, the hardworking taxpayers. The top breadwinner is our good friend, that idiot, State Senator William Hayne out of Alton. He will take home approximately, listen to this, people, $230,000 a year, most of which comes from the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund, help subsidize that. We the taxpayers. Pension he draws from 26 years that he was employed in the county. 26 years working for the county, sitting on his lame ass in his suit. The most danger he had was if the air conditioner broke and he had to take his tie off. Maybe these politicians ought to take the tie off and hang it from the window and hang themselves. Politically, of course. Do you understand me? Bill Hayne, now he's a state senator. That's a different pension, people. That's a different pension. He's going to make probably $100,000 when he retires as state senator. And that's why I tell you people, I don't need the money. I'm not taking a salary. I'm not taking any benefits. I'm not taking a per diem. I'm giving back to the people of the state of Illinois if I go to Springfield. And I'm going to give those politicians hell every day. I'm going to ask them all. cut your salaries in half or cut your salaries by 75%, $25,000, $30,000 a year for a part-time job. That's pretty good money for sitting on your ass in Springfield. And apparently they're doing nothing, people. Both the Democrats and Republicans, both Governor Rauner and House Speaker Madigan, both ass wipes. They keep getting their money. They keep giving their people jobs, but we don't have a budget. If your employees didn't do what you told them to do, if they didn't finish a job at the end of the week, if you hire contractors to build something for you and they don't finish it, do you pay them? Hell no, you don't pay them. Then why should we pay these asswipe, no-count, good-for-nothing, political, parasitical punks? Haines' salary as a lawmaker now, listen to me, people, close to $80,000 a year for a part-time job, plus $5,600 in stipend. His annual pension will keep growing by 3% each year due to the cost of living adjustments. Unbelievable. They get cost of living. They get 3% a year that they give themselves. We, the bosses, we, their employer. We didn't give them 3% a year. They automatically, no matter how bad the economy is, people, the state senators, state representatives, they get 3% cost of living. Isn't that something? All these elected officials, and that's just not Madison County. That's St. Clair County. It's the same. Holbrook. He'll end up with a couple $100,000 in pension. It says the total salary for these five that they're talking about is right at $1 million. The annual salary, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average annual salary for workers in this area is $46,000 a year. Now, that's the people that work in the steel foundries, that work in the factories, that work out in the streets. These people average $46,000 a year. And these asswipe politicians, the do-nothing bastards, are averaging right at $200,000 a year. Isn't it ironic that a hardworking man, a hardworking laborer, a farmer, a person working in a factory, a truck driver, they make a fourth as what these politicians make? And that little bit of money that our hardworking Americans make, we have to take some of that money and subsidize the big salaries for these ass-white politicians. Does everyone understand what I'm saying? You ought to sit there fuming. It ought to piss you off. It's time to make a change, people. I need to go to Springfield. I will fight. I will fight to cut all the state legislator salary. And when they're going to say, Romanik, well, you're a state representative, and I'll say, hey, you idiots, I'm not taking any salary. I'm not taking a penny from the people of the state of Illinois. As a matter of fact, my salary that I'm not taking, I'm going to match it, and I'm going to give that amount, $70,000, $80,000 a year out of my own money, to charities in my district, in the 114th Legislative District. I'll be giving to charities in East St. Louis, in Allerton, in Centerville, in Cahokia, Smithton, Millstadt, Freeburg, Lebanon, Mascoutah. I will take my money and match the money I'm not taking from the hardworking taxpayers and help various charitable causes in all those districts out of memory of my son. That's his money that I'm giving back. And I've got no problem doing that. But does everyone understand? You're out there busting your ass for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year, maybe that much, and you're paying these son of a bitches over $200,000 a year, and you're some of these employees that work for us, the taxpayers, are taking home $230,000. He's taking home $230,000 a year in pensions, and he's still an attorney, and he's still working as a state senator, collecting the salary, the per diem, the pensions, the benefits, the health and life insurance for him and his family. Doesn't that piss you off? We can make a change, people. We got to do it at the polls. I've told you, I'm not a perfect guy. I've made mistakes. But I'm not going to make the biggest mistake. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight to bring government back to us, the people. This is a money grab for these son of a bitches. Most of them up there are doctors, they're lawyers, they're professional people, because you can't be an iron worker. You can't work in a factory. Now, they have to legally give you time off if you're a state legislator, but the company doesn't have to pay you. So you lose money. So it's these greedy bastards, and they're not all bad. There's a lot of good doctors, a lot of good lawyers, a lot of good professional CPAs, accountants. But these are the only people that can become part-time legislators, because nobody else can afford it. Now, my opponent down in East St. Louis, they've had a ruling by Garrett Horner, who makes millions off the backs of the proud black community, takes it up to Belleville. He doesn't give a damn about you blacks down there. My opposition, she's on the council in East St. Louis, $40,000-$50,000 a year. She works for her daddy at the school district, makes $100,000 a year. It's all the same. The Greenwoods want everything. And now there's been a ruling that if she's elected state representative, she can keep her job in the school district. She can keep her job as a council member in East St. Louis, and she can keep her job as a state representative. Now, damn, unless there's 40 hours in a day, she's not going to be able to fulfill all her obligations. But that's what these greedy, rotten bastard politicians do. That's what the Greenwoods do down there. And you good people in East St. Louis, you know they want it all. The Greenwoods want it all. Run my daughter for city council. Run my daughter for state representative. Let my daughter have a $100,000 a year job. And you want to put her back to work at another job? Another taxpayers funded job? But think about it, people. We're paying the money. And they're reaping. They're reaping all the benefits. People bust their ass day in and day out to make, again, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. And then we're paying these salaries for these do-nothing people. And especially in Springfield. Haven't had a budget in over a year. Rauner's touting, we need a budget. Madigan touting, we need a budget. Well, you ass-white bastards, both Democrats and Republicans, let's get a budget. And when I say ass-white Democrats and Republicans, I mean the organizational. You've heard me, the organizational Democrats, the organizational Republicans. Not you hard-working Democrats, not you hard-working, decent Republicans. And together, we're about 90%. 5% of the organizational Democrats, they're the only ones that benefit. 5% of the Republican organizational people are the only ones that benefit. The 90+% of us, we may be independents with Democratic leanings, or maybe we're independent with Republican leanings. But I believe the vast majority of intelligent, hardworking Americans are independent by nature. We don't want anybody telling us what to do. Now, some may lean a little bit more towards the Republican Party. Some may lean a little bit more towards the Democratic Party, and I understand that. We all don't have the same thoughts, the same likes, the same wants and desires, so we can have leanings one way or the other. But isn't it nice to say, hey, I'm an independent. I'm going to vote the person, not the party. I don't give a damn about what the party politicians say on either side. I don't think the Republicans are going to be any happier with me than the Democrats, because I'm going to vote for what the people in the 114th Legislative District want. I don't give a damn what Rauner wants for Chicago, for Springfield. I don't give a damn what Madigan wants for Chicago or Springfield. I give a damn about what my bosses want in the 114th Legislative District of this great state of Illinois. That's what I want. I'm tired of playing politics, people. We should have public servants. We don't need politicians. You see what politicians have done to not only our county, not only our state, but to our country the last couple hundred years. Started off good, but it ended up bad. Let's take care of our civic information here, because I'll forget it and go crazy. The Fall Festival, coming up October the 8th. The great little village of Freeburg, Illinois. It'll be held at the Freeburg Square, and it's going to be a chili contest. And our good friend, village trustee Matt Trout, they're trying to get people to get involved in as chili cookers and event sponsors. So if you want to sponsor an event, you can. If you want to get involved in the chili cookers. And here's what I told Matt. and I think it's $35 to become involved. And if somebody's got some good chili and wants to get involved, I'll personally sponsor 3 or 4 entries just to get some more entries in there. But we had a great time last year. And if you have any questions or concern, you can call Matt Trout at 618-410-8077. And I want to salute the mighty midgets of Freeburg. Great group of people. The Caseyville Frontier Days will be held this Sunday, September the 18th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Frontier Days in the Caseyville Park, beautiful Caseyville Park in Caseyville, Illinois. Public's welcome, free admission. They're going to have reenactments of back in the Frontier Days. Had a great time last year. Children are welcome. I think children would really enjoy this. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact MK at 618-540-2399. And I always have to say, when I talk about Caseyville, I want to salute Mayor Leonard Black. He's fought the fight out there for 3.5 years. He's got a village board that wants to play politics. Mayor Black wants to be a public servant, and he's done a good job, but he could have done a better job if he would have had the cooperation from asswipes like John Buckley and some of those stupid son of a bitches, Brenda Williams, on the board. But, things happen. Majority rules, and nobody said the majority was the smartest. Gary Carnwall, our candidate for St. Clair County Auditor, having their trivia night tonight, Friday, September the 16th, at the KC Hall, located at 100 East 5th Street in Cahokia. Doors open at 5:30. Meet the candidates at 6:30. I'll be there. Trivia starts at 7. If you want to get involved, you can call 618-791-8237 or 618-791-8096. Admission is $120 per table. Gary always puts on a great time at their trivia night. So if you guys want to make it out, you've got the numbers, give them a call and come out and meet the candidates on the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition ticket. Shapiro's Metal Supply and Rat Rod Magazine. Their 6th annual Shapiro Street Fest to be held at 5617 Natural Bridge Avenue in St. Louis, Sunday, September the 25th from 9 to 5 p.m. Food, drink, entertainment. Going to be a lot of hot rods. Great time. We were out there last year. If you can make it out, please do. It's at the Shapiro Street Steel Fest on Sunday, September the 25th. Hard to say. 5617 Natural Bridge Avenue in St. Louis. Don't forget Jim Prost, the Waterloo Optimist Club. They're having their event coming up this Saturday, September the 17th, starting at 7:30 p.m. Gates open at 5 at the Monroe County Fairgrounds. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Jim at 618-477-7240. What else do we have here real quick? The Belleville Township on October the 1st. 100 years of football celebration. Be at Fisher's Restaurant on West Main. If you'd like to get involved, you can contact Brett Domitsky at 937-253-8700. I guess they're trying to get all the athletes from the Belleville area. Ought to be a great time. Senior citizens in Millstadt coming up Thursday, September the 22nd. They're Bunko at the Millstadt Township Senior Citizens. Doors open at 6. Bunko games start at 7. Tickets are $8. If you'd like to get involved, you good people in the Millstadt area, you can call our good friend Patty Vesco at 618-476-3731. I'm sorry, 476-3731. And as always, Patty, thank you very much for that valuable information. They're also going to have flu shots coming up October the 7th at the Millstadt Township Senior Citizen. Pitcher's Pub coming up September the 20th. Tuesday, September the 20th, from 11 a.m. to close. Part of the proceeds from Pitcher Sports Pub that day will be charity night to benefit the Mid-America Horse Rescue. Great group of people out in Millstadt to take care of these horses. Great time, and thank you guys for all your support. What do we have here? Get your 6th Support Dog Trivia Night. Support dogs for veterans and first responders. They're going to have a trivia night at the Knights of Columbus, located at 402 East Highway 50 in O'Fallon. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 314-315-6333. And last but not least, because we got to get out of here shortly, September the 17th at the Lindsberg Community Center at 5 p.m. Autism Speaks fundraiser. Vendors, craft fairs, silent auctions, barbecue by the fire department. 7 o'clock, the quarter auction start. If you'd like to get involved, you can call Amanda at 618-443-7469. Next Saturday, September the 24th, Marcus's Mafia, 7 p.m. till close at Crehan's Irish Pub. They're trying to raise money for a gentleman diagnosed with lymphoma in 2016. So great cause. And, people think about it. We're sitting here fairly healthy. Well, I'd say fairly sane, but I'm far from being fairly sane. So think about it and try to get out and help somebody. You can't take it with you. Give a little bit back. Be like a farmer. Take some of your money and invest in fertilizer because you'll have a better crop next year. On this date, September the 16th, 1620, the Mayflower departed for Plymouth, England on the New World with 102 pilgrims. On this date, September the 16th, 1630, the Massachusetts village of Swanmut changed its name to Boston. On this date, September the 16th, 1782, the Great Seal of the United States was used for the first time on a document granting President Washington the authority to consult with the British about prisoner exchanges. On this date, September the 16th, 1908, the General Motors Corporation was formed in New Jersey. On this date, a great date, September the 16th, 1919, the Great American Legion was incorporated. On this date, September the 16th, 1955, you guys all remember Play-Doh. Play-Doh was introduced on this date, September the 16th, 1955. Not to be confused with play with your weenie, and that's for Ron Dildo Dupert, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. On this date, September the 16th, 1983, Arnold Schwarzenegger became a United States citizen. That's what happened on this date, September the 16th, throughout all these years in our world's history. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of all three of our stations. You can listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please like us on Facebook, KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. Go to my personal Facebook page, Fans of the Grim Reaper, or Bob Romanik for State Representative. And as always, don't forget the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. I'd like to say hello to the hardworking O'Fallon Water Company employees. Those guys do a great job in O'Fallon. And also, I'd like to say hello to all the employees in that great town of O'Fallon, Illinois. What a prosperous town. What a clean town. What a great town. The people of O'Fallon ought to be proud of what they've accomplished throughout these years. It's a beautiful city, and it's part of my legislative district. And let me tell the good people of O'Fallon, hopefully you'll vote for me and elect me as your state representative, because if you don't, this is not a threat. This is a promise. If I don't get elected, and if you good people in O'Fallon don't help get me elected, I'm going to move to O'Fallon. Your property values will go down, down, down in the gutter. Probably your property taxes will go up because this is St. Clair County. But you don't want me living next to you because I'm going to bring my 2 mobile homes with the wheels. I've got 7 cars. None of them have engines, but I'm bringing all that with me. So hopefully I'll get elected and not move to your neighborhood, but that's totally up to you guys. That's totally up to you guys. We're about out of time. Think about it, people. The election is coming up, and it's somewhat self-serving for me. And you've heard me. I'm not a perfect candidate. I'm sure Sprague and Kern, before it's all over, there's going to be political hit pieces out on me that they'll probably accuse me of killing John F. Kennedy, and I was only about 12 years old at the time, but that's okay. They're going to put political hit pieces out on everybody. But don't look at the negative. Think about the positive. There's enough negative to go around. You've seen what the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption has done the last 30 years in St. Clair County. Nobody's prospered but them. Now, they can talk about me, but they know, as you people know, I'm one crazy fighting son of a bitch, and I'm going to fight for you people. I'm not going to take a penny of your money. I don't need your money. I don't need the aggravation. But I want to leave something behind. And it's going to be that crazy, no good, rotten son of a bitch did something positive with his life before he died. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I hope that's what all you good people try to do. We don't have to give up everything we've got. You go to the Salvation Army at Christmas time, you got maybe $500 in your pocket. All you got to do is give $1 or $2. Nobody's asking anyone to give up everything. But I think everyone's asking everyone else to give up something. It doesn't hurt. If you don't have money, give time. If you don't have time, give effort. If you don't have effort, if you got a skill or a talent, give that up. Give something back to your community, to your country. And think about it. If we all gave just a little bit back, what a great place, or a greater place this would be. You hear me today and every day. I love this great country of ours and the opportunity that it gives everybody. This country, you're not guaranteed $1 million. You're guaranteed the opportunity, if you work hard, if you do right, to have the potential to make $1 million. Nobody's going to hand you anything. But we are, as Americans, going to give each other. And in this great country, that's what we do. We get the opportunity. Take that opportunity and seize on it. We don't need somebody taking care of us. Nobody wants charity. Everybody wants to stand proud and be proud. These politicians have put us all on the plantation. They want us to be dependent on them. They don't want independent people. We all want to be independent. That's what we fought for in the Revolution, to be independent from the British. Now we have to fight in these elections to be independent from these ass-white politicians, both Democrats and Republicans. And in passing, I have to say one last time, Congressman Bost, you may win the election. I don't know what the polls say, but I don't give a damn. I think it's really wrong of you to condone a man like Doug Jamieson for what he's done in the past. You're going to sit there with him. You're going to shake his hand. You're going to thank him for his support. You're going to have your signs right up next to his. And you're going to take his support, Congressman Bost. Is that true? Well, what about the mothers against drunk driving? What about the ladies against domestic violence? What about all the people that want their children taken care of when there's a divorce? You're telling me that you're going to condone that activities, all those activities of Doug Jamieson? People, just check the Sangamon County Court in Springfield. Doug E. Jamieson, and I believe his middle initial is E. Jameson, Douglas Jamieson. You'll see what I tell you like I always tell you. It's the truth. But don't believe me. Research it, and you'll find out that it's true. So here's our sitting congressman. Nice guy. Well, he shot a dog, a defenseless dog. That still pisses me off. That sticks in my craw because we have to protect our animals and our children. Whoa, Boss must be in town. Hey, Boss, please don't shoot a defenseless dog again. If you got to shoot somebody, go to war. Well, never mind. Politically, of course. But it's just wrong, Congressman Bost. If you're such a nice guy, denounce this no-good son of a bitch. He's destroyed what little there was left in the Republican Party. But as always, the Republican people that have the Republican leanings, they don't care. They don't even know who these Republican leaders are. Because they're not leaders. They're destroyers. They're Republican destroyers. So, Congressman Bost, you could have had some support in St. Clair County, some more support. But I think the people of St. Clair County have found you out, and I honestly don't think they're happy with you, Congressman Bost. And if you got a problem, give me a call, because like before, you never called, you've never been transparent. You go to Washington. Oh, and last but not least, independence, he says. I saw an ad. He's independent. He wants to bring jobs back. He wants to have safe streets. That's what these politicians say every time, people. And Bost is saying that. And he wants to cut government. He's up there stepping and fetching for the Republican Central Committee, the National Republicans, because they're the one funneling the money down to him. It's a perpetual election for these congressmen every 2 years. They get elected, they take office in January, and people then in October, they have to file for re-election. You think they care about you, or do they care about the support from the national political organizations, both Democrat and Republican? Think about it. But Congressman Bost, I hope you denounce this man before it's too late for you. Some people, I say, still think you're a decent guy. I don't think you're such a decent guy. I challenge you, Congressman Michael Bost of the 12th Congressional District of this great state of Illinois, to prove me wrong. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same place, when we'll continue our journey to make this country even greater, to make this country what it should be, a democracy, to rid all of our governmental agencies of politicians and to replace them with public servants, people that get elected to do for everyone. So let's continue that journey, people, that political journey, because life is politics. So let's continue to think about the upcoming election. Let's research the candidates. Let's look at the good and let's look at the bad. Let's evaluate every candidate. Let's see who you think's the best for you, your country, your family, your future, and vote accordingly. But together, let's continue to unite and expose these asswipe, no good for nothing, low life, rotten, bottom feeding, son of a bitch and scum sucking bastards that we call political punks. Let's drag them over the political coals of hell and keep dragging them until we eventually destroy them like a vampire. Let's put a stake through their hearts. Well, these politicians don't have hearts, but I would have to say political hearts, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me